The era of petting beasts opened. After the earth was injected with aura, the earth also entered a new era. The first year of petting the beast started. After hundreds of years of hard work, from the situation of the fall of a large number of cities and countries, people discovered that not only plants and animals were given the opportunity to grow spiritual power quickly, but people also awakened the royal beast metal under the influence of spiritual power. Since then, the pet masters have stepped onto the stage of history. They calmed down the turmoil of the beasts and became the master pet masters that are chanted from generation to generation. Nowadays, the royal pet master has been included in the orthodox education system. People learn the knowledge of various beasts, understand the abilities of various beasts, and work hard to awaken and become the royal pet master. Under the efforts of generations of ancestors, the road to systematization of the royal pet master has been perfected day by day, and the power of the human race is gradually increasing. The status of the human race has gradually recovered. In the era of pet beasts, the human race is proud of the power of the pet master. The 510th year of the pet beast era, it's the annual awakening time of the pet master. The 14-year-old teenagers have begun to walk on the border of destiny. At this time, they have graduated from junior high school and are about to enter high school. If they are not awakened successfully, then those who are waiting for them can only go to ordinary high school. If the awakening is successful, they can buy spirit beast eggs. The newly awakened pet master can use the 2 months of summer vacation to incubate and nurture her own beast, and strive to become an excellent pet master. Blue Star, the 4th middle school of Guangxi Base, the 3rd grade graduating class has finished their senior high school entrance examination and went back to school for their last awakening test activity. Every student's face is full of expectation and anxiety. They know their future destiny and will get the results on a small test bench. Once there is no medal, it will represent their future path, and they will experience great ups and downs. Oh my God, why are my hands shaking so badly? I want to be calm, thought a student who was usually calm. Ah, dead, why are you so nervous now? A child of a royal beast family worried. Is it feasible for you? Anyway, there is a royal pet master in your family, and the chance of awakening is much greater than ours. What to do? No one in my family has successfully awakened, and the student who made the noise couldn't help but mourn for himself. Looking at the chaotic students, the head teacher waved his hand, and a pressure suppressed the chaotic scene. Okay, I will be tested on the awakening station one by one in an orderly manner. Whether there is an awakening medal or not is a matter of God's decision. Don't mess around. Wang Tianyu is the first one. I saw a boy wandering on stage, slowly stretched out his hand, and placed it on the sensor of the awakening table. Not long before, a white 6-pointed star medal appeared. The teachers looked at each other and smiled. It's a good start, it's okay. If more than 1/10 can be awakened successfully, I'm already very satisfied. An older teacher rubbed his beard and said. The teachers beside him couldn't help but nod their heads. After all, the probability of awakening is still very small. The amount of awakening in the 4th middle school every year will not exceed 1/10, and the Guangxi base will only have 20 middle school teaching points. At present, the capacity of junior high school is basically 100,000 upwards, and more than 30,000 people participate in awakening every year, and sometimes even less than 3,000 are truly awakened. The students behind began to come up to the stage in an orderly manner to see their own awakening. The construction of each awakening platform cost a lot of money. At present, the awakening platform of all middle schools is built under the auspices of the base government. Under the government's policy, the probability of the awakening of the global pet masters has been greatly guaranteed. After all, every awakening platform needs to be built by tens of thousands of souls. Every spirit crystal basically appears only after the death of a pet beast of level 3 or higher, and the common family still uses the federal credit points. 10,000 credits are basically enough for a family of 3 to spend normally, and 100 million credits can create an awakening platform. Besides, the talents who build the awakening Taiwan are basically monopolized by the state, which is why the state is required to fund it, and large families do not need the awakening all the time, so they are basically built under the auspices of the state. The situation became more and more clear as the students took the stage. Basically, there would be 1 to 2 awakenings for every 10 people. After 1 to 3 hours, there were 31 classes left. This is the last class. When you are in class 31, you start to slowly get someone up. Li Tianyi awakened successfully. Wu Min, awakening failed. When she heard the awakening failed, her face instantly collapsed. Why did this happen? There were tears in her eyes, and she didn't fall for a long time. She feels that life seems to be meaningless, and her life sinks into the abyss in an instant. The teacher of 31 shook his head regretfully, because this girl's parents were both royal pet masters, and she did not expect that she would have failed to awaken. Soon it's turn, Luo Yuan, please take the test on stage. I saw a handsome boy who slowly sat on the awakening stage, but there were still people who could see his hand, holding it quietly, and then slowly letting it go. Took a deep breath and slowly put his hand on the sensor. After a while, a white hexagonal medal appeared. The corner of the boy's eyes became red, but the tears did not fall. He is the only person in the family who has awakened the talent of the pet master. From then on, he can bring a better life to the family. This is his wish since childhood. Luo Yuan was born in an ordinary family. There are 3 children in the family, who is the youngest. The elder brothers and sisters in front have failed to awaken. Is currently studying in an ordinary university, and in the future, it will only be possible to do some ordinary work. Only by honestly waiting for their next generation to appear as a pet master, their lives can get better. After calming down, Luo Yuan appeared in the awakened group of class 31. With 110 people in Luo Yuan, the current junior high schools are basically large classes, with a class of 1,000 people and huge projection teaching screens. Whether or not you learn is up to you. Many people in class 31 know Luo Yuan, but it was because of his grades before. Yes, Xiao Yuan, I have followed my brother's pace, and seeing that his best partner has also awakened, Zhao Lei happily laughed at Luo Yuan. God knows how happy he is. The Gilan community is close to the center of the base, and he and Zhao Lei are both members of the civilian area. They live in the high-rise cubicles. It was also because they were assigned to the 4th middle school that they gradually became familiar with each other and their friendship became deep. The two looked at each other and smiled, and they began to follow the head teacher to their classroom, while those who failed to awaken went back to their homes, listening to the arrangements at home and considering how they should go in the future. Walked to class 31 of the large classroom, looked at the sign, looked at more than 1,000 seats, everyone relaxed their mood. Their teacher Chen Kai couldn't help but smiled and said to them, "Congratulations, you have become a royal pet master. Your path has just begun. Then you need to go to the royal beast market to choose your pet beast. You must consider clearly what kind of royal beast is suitable for you." Paused. In addition, you can all get a purchase of the school's 100,000 credits for each person. Since your successful awakening, it has been entered into your communication watch. You can check the amount in your hand for yourself. Everyone couldn't help but stared at his watch, and smiled silently, because it may be difficult to buy a better pet beast by himself or the family. There are also some classmates who don't care about 100,000 credits because of their deep family background, but most of them still hold their watches tightly and are full of expectations for their beasts. Soon the counselor's speech and arrangements are over. After that, their high school is also in the 4th middle school, but then the counselor will be a more powerful pet master. The transitional function of the junior high school counselor has ended, and everyone rushes home with a smile. "Xiao Yuan, let's go together." Laughing, Zhao Lei walked towards Luo Yuan and quickly pulled him to the outside of the school. Quickly got on the bus and walked towards the Gilan community. Looking at the beautiful scenery outside the bus, the two of them couldn't help laughing. "We can finally have a better berth." It's great. Luo Yuan couldn't help but agree, and the other passengers they were talking with all smiled enviously. Because the people who take the bus are basically ordinary people, and those who are able have their own mounts or drive them privately. They have all experienced what Luo Yuan should have experienced, but their awakening stage failed. Soon they arrived at the Gilan community. Looking at a row of buildings that were out of sight, the two went to their homes separately. Watching the elevator slowly jump to the 50th floor, the moment Yu read www.yuyuganshu.com slowly opened, Luo Yuan took a deep breath and walked towards the door of his house. Finger placed the sensor, the door slowly opened, and the people in the room could not help but look at Luo Yuan at the door. How is it? Mother Luo asked nervously. Luo Yuan did not tease them, nodded. The five people couldn't help but smile at each other. Yuaner, I know you can do it, you must. Father Luo choked and said, eyes full of pride. In this age where the pet master is proud, every pet master is a guarantee, the pillar of the family. Because of their talents, the gap will get bigger and bigger, but their status is still incomparable with ordinary people. In this era, people die every day. Because of various accidents, I don't know when pet beasts will appear, and then some residents will die. 3 or 4 children in the family are normal under the government's policy of vigorously advocating multiple births. Father Luo, after calming down, he took out his psychic watch and transferred 100,000 to Luo Yuan. With the 100 and 200,000 in school, you should be able to buy an excellent general-level royal beast egg. Sorry son, that's all my dad can help you. I looked at my son with guilt and relief. Dad, I don't know that it is not easy at home. I will definitely work hard to improve my strength in the future so that you can move to a better community and live a better life, Luo Yuan said silently in his heart. He is not a very lively person, and he does things honestly at home. He knew that what he said in his mouth would never be useful, he could only silently cheer himself up. Looking at this 3-bedroom house, a family of 5 people. This is the place where he grew up and the place where he dreamed of setting sail. While waiting for Luo Yuan's awakening, Luo's mother prepared a sumptuous dinner early and hoped that the children could get together to have a good meal. Looking at the big dishes on the table, there are lotus fish soup, vinegared blood duck, barbecue that the whole family likes, honey roast duck. The 3 sisters and brothers lit their eyes when they looked at the dishes they liked, smelling the tempting aroma, their noses moved slightly, and they swallowed slowly. Mother Luo smiled and looked at her child and said, it's usually because of you, or something, how come all of them look like they haven't eaten before? Okay, Lao Luo, let's get started. Amidst laughter, the family of 5 finished their dinner. After the family had eaten and drank enough to say their innermost things, the sister entered the room to review the knowledge points of the college entrance examination, and the brother also left home and went to school. Luo Wenyu, now a student of finance in Guangxi Base, will enter work in 2 years. Mom and Dad are sorting out the ingredients to be sold tomorrow. Mother is the owner of a food stall, only to see Luo's mom do it in twos. Luo's mother pushed Luo's father aside and urged, Lao Luo, you have to go to the engineering team to work tomorrow, here I will come by myself. You are clumsy, go. Okay, I'll go to rest now, you go early. Looking at his loving parents, Luo Yuan smiled and said, parents, you should go to your own business first, I will go to practice first. After that, he walked straight into the room with his brother, which was a bunk bed. He walked to the window and opened the window to look at the rising moon. He also saw the Guangxi base protected by the spiritual shield through the moonlight, and slowly stretched his hand out the window to feel the wind passing through his fingers. A self-confidence in his heart is slowly brewing by the window, which is a feeling he has never had before. In this big era, many people live depressed, they do not have the right to change their own destiny, they can only live without action. In essence, that part of the people generally have a feeling of inferiority. After exhaling, Luo Yuan slowly sat cross-legged on the bed in the lower bunk, and began to breathe for the first time in his life. According to the elementary Yin Ling Ju, he quietly operated the meridians, and the awakened beast metal on the awakening stage began to rotate in the brain, absorbing the aura drawn by Yunju, slowly surrounding his body, and slowly being guided into his brain. Suddenly the metal in his brain shined brightly under the operation of the spiritual energy, and a large amount of spiritual energy surrounded him in an instant, forming a spiritual energy storm. At this time, Luo Yuan could not do anything, and could only passively accept the metal guide. In an instant, a message appeared in his mind: truly eyes, a small number of people will be talented under the guidance of the metal when they first attract the spirit. When the spiritual energy storm dissipated, Luo Yuan opened his eyes, and the spiritual energy flashed before his eyes. After a while, he couldn't help but light up his eyes after sensing the talent. I can become a talented pet master, my talent is so useful. I almost couldn't restrain the excitement in my heart. I sat up abruptly, touch. Hiss, ah, it hurts with a wry smile, sorrowful. Peep true eyes, you can see the qualifications of the royal beast. The pet beast is divided into black iron, bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, star, king, epic. Each aptitude represents the limit that the pet beast can reach. Otherwise, it is impossible to see the aptitude of the beast, and you can only choose the low potential beast contract. To a large extent, this will destroy one's own talents, resulting in a decrease in the speed of strength improvement, which is really one of the important reasons for the disparity in strength. With this talent, Luo Yuan won't at least not let his beast defense aptitude drag him down, and it may also lead to an increase in his own cultivation speed. After the metal was incorporated into the royal beast, the royal pet master became a dark iron class royal pet master. When the imperial beast's cultivation speed is faster than that of the imperial pet master, the extra spiritual power will replenish the imperial pet master, thereby promoting the development of its strength. This is also the reason why Luo Yuan can't help himself. He understands his disadvantages. He is the first person in his family to become a pet master. An ordinary family cannot bring him experience and financial help. He needs to explore this path step by step. But this talent at least gave him a good start. Even if it wasn't an attacking talent, it was enough for him to slowly bridge the gap between himself and the children of the royal pet master family. Has given him the opportunity and possibility to be ahead of others at least at the beginning. Luo Yuan slowly recovered his calmness, and reinvested in the absorption of spiritual power. On the other side, Luo's father and Luo's mother can't sleep over and over again. Lao Luo, do we have enough funds for Xiao Yuan to buy Yeju? Or should I ask my brother to borrow some more, so that Yuaner will not fall behind others? Father Luo couldn't help but sighed. Yes, a good imperial beast egg needs at least 500,000 credits to buy one, and the subsequent cultivation costs have to be added. Xiao Yuan has not grown yet. This little money is not enough before I get up. He propped his head with his hands. What's the use of complaining now? To blame, we can only blame us for failing to become a pet master and failing to provide good conditions to Xiao Yuan. Do you agree with me? Don't care about this little face now. After Xiao Yuan has a good development in the future, it can help bring it to the home. You should also talk to your relatives. It's a kid. Luo mother gritted her teeth and lifted the quilt. She sat in a chair and called a message to her father and brothers, similar to a WeChat video call, and sighed. Luo's father also borrowed money from his family. That's it for one night, slowly passing by. When he got up the next day, Luo Yuan opened the door of the room and saw his parents sitting at the dining table. He couldn't help but shouted, "Morning, Mom and Dad," but suddenly he looked at them and seemed to be in a bad spirit. Seeing that their eyes seemed full of exhaustion, Xiao Yuan couldn't help asking, "What's the matter, parents? I feel like you didn't sleep well yesterday." Father Luo smiled and waved his hand, "It's okay." After swiping the Reichenic watch a few times, suddenly Luo Yuan's psychic watch lit up and he raised his hand to see that it was a transfer of 1 million credits. He couldn't help but feel tight. "Dad, this. Looked at his parents and smiled, my parents can't help you much. Now that the opportunity is in front of you, I can't let you just sign a black iron, bronze beast, choose a favorite beast, well cultivated, improving our own strength is the greatest reward for us. I am still waiting for you to make a lot of money in the future, so that our family can live a good life. Yes, Dad, I swear, as long as I am here, there will be one day. After a period of calm, his parents went to work, and today he will go to the royal beast market to pick his own royal beast egg. Xiao Yuan, you don't know how to wait, brother _ Zhao Lei suddenly stepped forward and took Luo Yuan's shoulder. He complained, enough for you, I was waiting for you yesterday, you stinky boy, you want to secretly buy the royal beast egg by yourself. Feeling the sudden weight on his body, Luo Yuan slapped away angrily. Up his hand, go early, I can't wait to see my royal beast. Hearing that, Zhao Lei didn't care about joking with him, and the two of them saw the bus and went up. They arrived at the Yezhou market in no time. Look at the good elemental spirits, you can take them home with only 10 million credits. Look, the best silver quality moonhorn rhinoceros, the best defensive beast, hello, do you need it _ Firefox, silver quality is on a first come, first served basis. Seeing Zhao Lei looking at the stalls of various royal pet masters vigorously, the desire to come forward to consume is ready to come out. Luo Yuan could not help interrupting his delusion. The one that was born is not suitable for us. The first royal beast can only be hatched from the royal beast egg, otherwise the first royal beast contract cannot be concluded. We are still too weak, if you go to contract this kind of beast now, your spirit will collapse in minutes. Don't be whimsical there, let's go to the royal animal hall and pick the royal beast egg. The better royal beast will be robbed later, don't worry about it. Under Luo Yuan's half-pulling situation, the two finally came to the royal pet hall. This is a Blue Star King level industry, and many, newly awakened royal pet masters will choose to come to this shop to select royal beast eggs. Because royal petting has a lot of cultivators, they can assist in evolving and judging the general qualifications of royal beast eggs, but high qualified royal beast eggs also means higher prices. The ratings that have been made are a major indicator of purchase, and the royal petting also prepares a variety of royal beast eggs to provide royal pet masters to choose from. Hello, do you have any needs? A clerk greeted the two quickly, and took them to the royal beast egg area. Looking at the rows of royal beast eggs with clearly marked prices, and seeing the stacks royal beast eggs together. Luo Yuan, I'm going to choose my beast, we will wait for the next checkout. Well, good. Luo Yuan lightly nodded his head and looked at the rows of imperial beast eggs. I now have 1.2 million credits, and he started to check the rows very seriously. Seeing that, he couldn't help asking, hello, are there any wood elves? He wanted a beast with healing powers, and the wood elves had both offensive and defensive capabilities, and they could be cultivated forever after the wood elves evolved. Beast www.mtlnovel.com. The current evolutionary path is also very broad. He only needs to find a high qualification and cost-effective one. The cost of training the wooden beasts will be much lower and the wooden elves are the best. Hearing that, the clerk brought him to the wooden elves' cabinet. He scanned over 50 beast eggs and shook his head. The highest qualification in it was silver quality. I don't know why, I don't feel very satisfied. Excuse me, is there any place where the wooden elves' imperial beast eggs exist? The young lady clerk thoughtfully said, maybe there will be in the bedding area, but there are some eggs that even the imperial pet breeder can't be sure about. When he reached the area where thousands of eggs were piled up, Luo Yuan slowly opened his true eyes, black iron, bronze, silver. Well, there is something wrong here. Soon Luo Yuan locked a red medium and large beast egg, which was a diamond-level beast with fire attributes. This is the best one in it. Aiming at the red egg was activated again, and the real glance revealed the information of the egg, flying scarlet flame tiger, a diamond-level beast, has a powerful fire attribute talent, a powerful attacking beast, and a high degree of cultivability. The perfect match of appearance and strength. This is the perfect beginning for the Shanghai base and the Beijing base to snatch. Many family children will participate in the bidding wildly. Leave it to the talented pet master. There is no wood elves with high qualifications, so choose Flying Scarlet Flame Tiger. Excuse me, please wrap it up. But do you really need to buy this indeterminate royal beast egg? I'm sure, it's pleasing to the eye. The package was ready in a while. Luo Yuan slowly hugged it in his arms, and paid the money with a smile on his face. And not long after, Zhao Lei also walked out with an imperial beast egg to pay. Hello, your royal beast egg, plus nurturing catalyst liquid, as well as the initial stage royal beast milk package, incubator and favorability necklace totaling 150,000 credits. Zhao Lei looked at him in shock after hearing this. It's not that, brother, if you really have no money, I can borrow you. I don't believe that your parents gave you 50,000 yuan in startup capital, he said in disbelief. I saw Luo Yuan smile and said, gave a lot, but I just like this royal beast egg, let's go back and incubate it. I can't wait any more. Sigh looking at the crowd coming and going at the door, Luo Yuan rushed home impatiently. Holding the royal beast egg in his hand, he cautiously walked forward. Zhao Lei didn't know how to persuade him. After all, only he can make a decision on this matter, so he can only give it up. Luo Yuan took a funny look at Zhao Lei, who was frowning beside him, can't help but ask which royal beast you chose. I thought you wouldn't ask me anymore. This time the old man gave a lot of money, so I bought a better quality one, Zhao Lei said with a smile. But still tightly hugged the beast egg. Silver quality, water turtle, defensive beast, skills, water cover, water cannon. Generally speaking, the initial stage of U-Beast has not passed its juvenile period, and there is only one skill, but Zhao Lei's U-Beast has the possibility of golden aptitude impact. This is the beginning of a relatively good beast in Guangxi base. It's like the diamond quality royal beast in Luo Yuan's hands, not to mention, it can be regarded as the top batch of Guangxi base. Luo Yuan launched a peek into the real-eye data, and it appeared in front of his eyes at a glance. It was roughly determined that he, like himself, was funded by the family. Otherwise, it would be difficult for a family to collect 500,000 credits. Especially families that have not become pet masters. Such a royal pet master, who is launched by the power of the family, will protect his family to a large extent in the future, so that his family will slowly develop and grow, and the current family is also born in this way. There are currently 5 families in the Guangxi base. They basically control most of the resources and rights of the Guangxi base, but it is impossible for the military to bring them together to suppress ordinary people. It is precisely because the military considers that the power of the clan cannot be allowed to exceed the military's control, so that the government will often issue some policy support to make it possible for civilian families to produce royal pet divisions. This is also an important factor for the growth of civilians. The initial 100,000 credit points is also one of the military's policies. There will be many more policies. Taking the afterglow, Luo Yuan and Zhao Lei walked out of the bus. They nodded and walked towards their home. Everyone is a pet master, and they have their own development direction and schedule. There is no need to waste your time for excessive negotiations. Looking at the tall buildings, these buildings are nothing more than civilian families on the periphery. Many families are crowded together for several generations. Luo Yuan's family can live together for 2 generations. Such a large building is actually worthless. Rich people will choose independent buildings, and such buildings are not only conducive to the development of the family, but also more conducive to the growth of the royal animals. Looking at the patchwork rows of villas and the group of villas patrolled by the guards, he knew that he still had a long way to go. He wanted to get all of this when his ability was improved and his strength was recognized. Get. Pressing the sensor at the door, slowly walked towards his home. Now my parents are still working and have not yet come back, the eldest brother and second sister are both at school. He held the royal beast egg and walked towards his room, put his royal beast egg in the incubator, and slowly poured the incubation solution. After one day, his royal beast egg would burst out of its shell. He is looking forward to the appearance of this little tiger, wondering what changes it will bring to him. After a while, he also retracted his gaze, and his eyes no longer looked at you beast Dan. Sat on the bed slowly, guiding the aura into his brain, and slowly tempered his body with the assistance of the royal beast metal, so as to adapt to the time when the royal beast was signed, so that his body would not be broken. Basically, the first time the royal pet master signs a contract with the beast will not fail, the contract fails. And the physical strength of the pet master is also one of the important factors for the success or failure of a war. A powerful pet master must not only use his own beast well, but also be a warrior who can assist the beast fight. After running for an hour, the royal beast metal was radiant, obviously in good condition. At this time, only the royal beast broke out of the shell to make the contract successful. The royal beast egg incubation contract is the experience summarized by generations of royal pet masters, and only the first royal beast hatched from the royal beast egg may be contracted by the royal pet master and become the royal pet master's natural beast. Contract regulations. 1. The feedback of the first royal beast to the pet master is 50%, which means that 50% of the spiritual power will be introduced into the pet master to promote the rapid development of the pet master. 2. A pet master can contract up to 6 beasts. Except for the first beast, the feedback is 50%, and the feedback for other beasts is 10%. Such a gap also led to the unfolding of the evolutionary wave of royal beasts. Every time a royal beast swallows spiritual materials, a certain percentage will evolve its quality according to its talent. The maximum number of times each beast evolves is only 3 times, and some beasts cannot even evolve. 3. The royal pet master can bless the royal beast by learning spiritual skills, so that the royal beast can exert better strength in battle. In addition to obtaining these spiritual skills from the spiritual realm, they can also be learned from schools, and they can even be purchased from large-scale stores. 4. Royal Pet Master Stage, Junior Pet Master, Intermediate Pet Master, Advanced Pet Master, Master Pet Master, Grand Master Pet Master, King Pet Master. Every king and royal pet master is a rare treasure of human beings. They guard a large spiritual realm to prevent the turbulent beasts from entering the human world. 5. The pet master of each stage can obtain the number of royal beasts corresponding to the stage. There was nothing to say all night, and the time slowly arrived in the morning. The sun shines through the window, and the dazzling yellow light spreads in the whole room. It started so slowly in one day. Oh! Ooh! The egg shell gradually shattered, and a crimson light appeared. People saw a small tiger appeared on the table. The little tiger had a pair of small wings on its body. He looked at Luo Yuan, who was standing next to the table with big eyes, and looked at Luo Yuan, who was wearing a favorability necklace, and he called out softly, showing a gesture of wanting to get close. At this time, Luo Yuan aroused the metal of the brain domain, and slowly flew towards the flying scarlet flame tiger, blasting a spirit energy towards the flying scarlet flame tiger's brain. Oh! Ooh! The feeling of intimacy was conveyed to one person and one tiger through the metal. Like a bloodline linkage, they can perceive each other's instructions, like a translator, but also perceptual. Luo Yuan passed the metal and radiated his favor to Xiaohu, and slowly stepped forward and stroked it with his hand. Xiaohu felt his master's closeness, and slowly licked Luo Yuan's hand with his pink tongue. Also rubbed his head on Luo Yuan's body. Fully expressed his feelings of affection and dependence. Luo Yuan took out the royal beast milk suitable for the newly born royal beast from his school bag. Such royal beast milk is a specialty of the Wu clan and is a large-scale product cultivated by the Wu clan. The Wu clan is also a family that has been developed and strengthened by a unique industry, and thus has a lot of say in the alliance. Smelled the strong milk scent, Some of Xiaohu shrugged my nose, my little tongue licked the scent in the air, I couldn't wait to open my mouth and bit the straw, sucking. The little tail turns in circles little by little, which shows how happy it is. Standing on the flying red flame tiger gleaming in the sun, Luo Yuan smiled involuntarily, massaging the little tiger's head with gurgling. While being touched by the owner, while drinking sweet food, its eyes slowly narrowed, full of smiles. Little guy, in the next week, I will grow well inside, woo. Looking at the soft and cute you beast, his heart can't help but soften, but still can't help but say to you beast you earnestly, little guy, I hope you can grow up quickly, my future depends on you. In the early stage, the pet master did not have good means of confronting the enemy, so that in the 3 years before the college entrance examination, the pet master had to rely on his own beast to fight. And fighting is also the main evidence for each school's rating and resource preference for pet masters. Your beast is powerful, and the more feedback you get, the more resources you can get. In this case, your strength will continue to improve. In this way, continuous success and continuous victory can create a good growth atmosphere and form a benign effect. Xiao Yuan, come out to eat. Okay, Luo Yuan heard his mother's words, and was about to walk to the dining table. At this time, he also hugged the little tiger, letting the full little tiger rest in his arms. Parents were attracted by the little guy in Luo Yuan's arms. How could it be possible to fly the red flame tiger? Luo's father couldn't help but exclaimed. Obviously, Luo's father knew the situation of this imperial beast. Logically speaking, such an imperial beast would not appear in the Guangxi base. The Guangxi base mainly produces some plant-type imperial beasts and water-based imperial pets. And royal beasts like flying red flame tiger are basically monopolized by large bases like Beijing and Shanghai, and they rarely flow out. It is generally only available to excellent children belonging to the Federation, and the output per year is also very small. Such imperial beasts basically only appear in large forests, which is why Luo's father is amazed. What are you sloppy doing? Mother Luo couldn't help but curiously asked, come on and eat. Talk while eating, looking at the fried dough stick soy milk on the table. Luo Yuan sat down slowly, took a bench for the little tiger to sit down, and put a cushion on the little guy's bench. What quality? Diamond. Luo Yuan replied with a smile. You say it again, you didn't lie to Dad, did you? I reconfirmed after listening to Luo's father. In addition to the sophisticated equipment, you can understand the quality of the beast, only the master can know the quality of the beast. Luo Yuan nodded gently. Okay. Luo's father flushed with excitement, such a perfect start, son, the future tide of the situation is the senior royal pet master. Once there is a senior pet master in the family, other people will be reemployed to work in the government authorities. Luo's father never thought that he would have such a day, and he might bring such a son to himself. Mother Luo was blushing when she heard the news. Even if she didn't understand you beast, she knew the impact of the original you beast on the quality of diamonds. If borrowing money at the beginning is uncertain, you read www.yuyuganshu.com. So now it is absolutely certain that his son will come to the family to bring better influence in the future. Good. Suddenly I didn't know what to say, but kept repeating it. Then his parents were happy because of his own beast. He clasped Xiaohu tightly, and hoped that he would be stronger in the future. When the breakfast was over, the parents went to work with comfort. And he also stepped out of the house. After all, the newly born royal beast also needs to enter the base to register the royal beast's information. After registering the information, the Royal Pet Master Alliance will add 1000 credits to the Royal Pet Master's Shinnik Watch every month, but this is only a small amount of money, but it is also the first amount of money he can earn. An ordinary person, the first month's salary is only 3 or 4,000, which shows how much a profession the Royal Pet Master is valued. Of course, the more investment you get, the more places you need to return. When the base is attacked by the beasts, the Pet Master should respond to the request of the Pet Master Alliance and join the burden of supporting the city. The current treatment is also made by generations of royal pet masters for later pet masters. He lightly tapped Xiaohu's eyebrows, and Xiaohu would do a light to blend into Luo Yuan's brain. In the brain, Yu Beast's strength will gradually improve. This is where Yu Beast often stays. Yu Beast will not feel uneasy, it is as warm and safe as entering the mother's belly. Add information for 1 day. Once the metal invades the contract, Yu Beast Sheng can only recognize one master. If the royal pet master dies, the royal beast will not be able to advance. If the royal beast dies, the royal pet master will also regress in strength, decrease talent, and decrease progress. Therefore, it is said that the individual and the whole, that the royal pet master and the royal beast achieve each other and are connected with each other. I saw the bus beep as soon as it arrived, and the crowds gradually began to flood into the bus, starting the day's journey. Hiss, I am sleepy. A woman complained to her male partner next to her squeamishly. If it could make her girlfriend work so hard, the man silently touched his girlfriend's hand in distress. In fact, sometimes when he wakes up in the middle of the night, he wonders why he is not a pet master. Even the lowest level pet master is enough to lead a good life, instead of working hard for 3 meals a day like now. It's okay, let's take it slowly. Seeing this guilty boyfriend and his distress that is about to overflow, the lady couldn't help but cheer up and silently comforted. On the other side, Sister Luo is going to buy something good at the market today. I saw a few ants around a fashionable ant, with a faint feeling of centering on her. Boil the chicken soup. I plan to buy a chicken to make up for my son. I hope he will become a junior pet master in 2 months. I won't ask for anything else. Maybe coming out soon, so this woman is also full of expectations for the future. But other women in the circle don't have so many possibilities, because their children have basically been tested, and there is no awakening of the pet master. I watched my friend get better day by day, but I can only maintain the original appearance, or it may become worse. The expressions on the faces of a few people couldn't help but darken a bit. Scenes like will appear after the awakening every year. Every year, many ordinary families will gradually get better due to the appearance of the pet master, and there will also be some families of pet masters who lose their pillars because the pet masters cannot be passed on. Looking at the various life situations in the noisy bus, Luo Yuan felt his awakening more intuitively be what a fortunate thing. Now he has become the pride of his parents and the support of his future family. As the bus moved slowly, the passengers sitting in their seats stopped talking, restoring sleep, playing with mobile phones, in a daze. Unconsciously, the center of the base arrived, and Luo Yuan slowly got off the bus following the flow of people. Took a deep breath and raised his hand to check the time, 7:30. It was almost time, and the government building officially started operating at 8 o'clock. I saw the young man looking up at the exquisite buildings in the city center, and he started walking slowly, but he was not in a hurry. After all, the place was already here. But just when I walked to the government building, I saw a long line of people. Those people were about the same age as myself, and I wanted to come here as a classmate who registered their own beast's information to obtain the qualifications of a quasi-prestigious pet master. But those who are so urgent are basically students from ordinary families. There is no way, after all, with the government's funding of 100,000 credits, everyone will at most choose a black iron grade royal beast. There is not much money left for the purchase of nurturing resources, and the 1,000 credits for obtaining the qualification of a quasi-prince pet teacher are also a lot of resources for everyone. Luo Yuan slowly lined up into the crowd. After a while, the government gate opened. In the lobby of Liang Tang, one by one staff members started their day's work at their posts, and the government hall was also operational at this time. The crowd also began to slowly move forward. However, the team is not getting shorter, but slowly getting longer with later students. Watching the staff guide the students to register in an orderly manner, he was walking forward slowly, Luo Yuan couldn't help taking a deep breath. It is impossible for his royal beast to be concealed under a professional inspection machine. It must have caused quite a stir. He regrets that he arrived at the government hall so early. But there was no other way, watching the beasts being released. I saw that the machine slowly projected the name, quality, evolution path, and number of evolutions of you beast onto the screen. Wood Wizard, Bronze quality, Evolution Route 3, Evolution times 3 Double Sword Mantis, Black Iron quality, Evolution Path 2, Evolution times 3 Healing Lily, Bronze quality, Evolution Path 1, Evolution times 3. We arrived at Luo Yuan below. He slowly followed the guidance of the staff, entered the inspection platform, and slowly urged the brain to issue the Royal Beast Medal. After a while, a red spirit flashed, and a small flaming tiger with wings appeared in people's sight. The Royal Pet Master in charge has been staring at Xiaohu since he was released. There is no doubt that its breed is very rare, and its strength after evolution is very strong. Flying Red Flame Tiger is one of the top beasts in the eyes of male royal pet masters. For the person who released it, the pet master who presided over can only look at him with envy. Thought in his heart that if he could have such an imperial beast at that time, even if the initial quality is only bronze, he could become a master-level imperial pet master. Will not be reduced to the present, and can only be the presiding officer of the test in the government hall. When the test result appeared on the big screen, whether it was the working staff or the students preparing for the test, they were all shocked by the gorgeous attributes of Xiaohu. After a while, the government hall began to become noisy, and students began to discuss. Flying Red Flame Tiger, Diamond Level Quality, Evolution Path 2, Evolution times 3. This kind of achievement is also top in a group of Black Iron, Bronze, and Silver students. This kind of life imperial beast can only appear in the key cultivation objects in the 5 major families in the Guangxi base, and such family seedlings must be the family's carry. A family will not appear more than one hand in a generation. After all, there are more key training objects, and the pressure on the family will also increase. Choosing the beast from the very beginning is a huge expense. Moreover, it is necessary to choose a more suitable royal beast according to the talents of the members, so as to bless the talents on the royal beast. Every time the royal beast chooses to evolve, the cost of evolving spiritual materials will not be a small amount. There are also spiritual skills, spiritual weapons, and all aspects of the spiritual decision require money. Every awakening talent family will carefully review it, but in a nutshell, it can only be done by the top family. After all, the appearance probability of talent is much lower than that of awakening. After all, people with awakening talent are not Chinese cabbage. At present, Luo Yuan is undoubtedly one of the top people of the same age in Guangxi base. But if you don't grasp it well, Luo Yuan may be left far behind by them. Luo Yuan would not allow himself to be in such a situation. They said that children from poor families became home early and matured more prematurely. Under the dual tempering of life and consciousness, they cherished this opportunity even more, and naturally did not let the opportunity be lost in vain. Reason. The host of the Royal Pet Master quickly recovered his calm, and included Luo Yuan's information and Yu Beast's situation into Ling Wang's information management system. Used his own authority to cover up Luo Yuan's information within a certain range, but there will always be a day when the news will be leaked. After all, there are so many people present. He can only prevent this information from being circulated so quickly, and give him some protection. Well, what are you talking about there? I hope you don't spread it. You know that the situation we are facing is not only the pressure of the beast, but also the existence of some blackened royal pet masters. The host used his own linja quickly calmed the scene. After calming down, Luo Yuan and the staff handed over, and after meeting the host of the pet master and nodding his head, he merged into the crowd and slowly disappeared from the public's field of vision. Watching the little guy slowly and orderly leave, he commented on him with satisfaction in his heart, and silently wrote down his identity and information in his heart. Intends to take good care of him. After all, at his age, there is no further possibility, so I can only look at the younger master pet master. Touched his gradually calming heart, and after a few regular breaths, it calmed down completely. The next week is the time to cultivate feelings with Yeju, and let Yeju pass its juvenile period safely. Little knowledge of the royal beast. The first week after its incubation, the royal beast adapts to the human world and grows up in a healthy way. Only after the infancy period, the pet master can take the beast for training and arrange the next plan for the beast. When he returned home, Luo Yuan released the little tiger, and saw the little guy gurgling, screaming for his grandma all the time. Touched the cute little tiger kindly, took out a bottle of royal animal milk, watched the little tiger eagerly drinking milk, could not help thinking that the little guy might be hungry. Then watched it slowly from the side. For a moment, Xiaohu's message appeared before his eyes. Flying red flame tiger, diamond grade, with a strong talent for development natural spirit skills, roar of beasts, fire feathers, extreme flame claws evolution path 1, flying red flame tiger flying extreme flame tiger flying demon flame tiger evolution path 2, flying red flame tiger flying Vinyang tiger flying holy light tiger can be equipped with a magic weapon. One has a trace of light tiger gene. It seems that path 2 is suitable for the development of Xiaohu. Anyway, it is not anxious. Yu reading www.yuyuganshu.com believes that there will be materials needed for university evolution. Looking at this information, Luo Yuan thought silently. It seems that the little tiger has an unusual origin. It is so rare to be able to appear in the Guangxi base and have a trace of the gene of a bright tiger. Hanqinge Bay Primary School is now on. As you can see through the previous chapters, the highest possible quality of U-Beast is epic. And this step is also very difficult to achieve, and now the world is only the first 3 powerhouses who have promoted the royal beast to the epic level by chance. The bright tiger is a beast beyond the epic level. Under normal circumstances, it sits in a large spiritual realm to protect and consolidate its own ethnic group, belonging to the existence of the beast level. After determining the evolution path after Xiaohu, Luo Yuan slowly began to think about the follow-up training of the beast and his own strength improvement plan. He sat on the chair in the room, slowly writing the plan for the future on the desk. One arrangement appeared in the schedule. After Luo Yuan continued to integrate the knowledge of his 9-year study career, he slowly surfaced the contents of the schedule on the paper. Luo Yuan's road to the development of the royal beast is about to be officially opened. As soon as the young tiger's juvenile period has passed, it can begin. Thank you everyone for watching my work. For your help. The author is still a new one. The Global Animal Pet Master is my first article. I will write it well. I hope you can support me. The winter vacation has begun, and Xiao Bei is also here to wish everyone a high score in all exams. Fighting. In a blink of an eye, a week passed unconsciously, and the young tiger's juvenile period had passed. Little guy, I will train with you next, please show me a lot. Touched the little tiger, who has grown to the waist-thigh position. Luo Yuan deliberately woke up early today. The juvenile period has passed. It is impossible for him to allow such a good opportunity to improve his strength. Even if he loves Xiaohu again, there is a limit. The summer base, even at 6 o'clock in the morning, the sun has already risen, the sun is shining on this land, and it is full of vitality. But even at this time, the pet masters in the community have already started their own training. Watching the scene of the pet master and the beast moving together, watching the pet master constantly adjusting his breathing. Luo Yuan also ran slowly. Last night, Luo Yuan had already done a good job of mental construction for Xiaohu. In order to mobilize its enthusiasm, in the past 7 days, except for Xiaohu's rest and eating time, he spent all that time communicating with Yeju and cultivating tacit understanding. In order to better stimulate U-Beast's belligerent talent, he purchased some adult flying scarlet flame tiger fighting videos. They also explained the various advantages and disadvantages of the battle when they were fighting. U-Beast's wisdom is not low, their acceptance of the environment is much greater than that of humans, and their learning ability is also very strong. Not to mention the flying red flame tiger with exceptional quality. Not only do they accept stronger abilities, but they also inherit knowledge from birth. That's why, they are so smart from birth. Each community will have a training field, a large base. Even if there are fewer bases, the Royal Pet Division will also be equipped with a training field. It can be seen from here that the country attaches importance to and cultivates the attitude of pet masters. Regarding the recovery of spiritual energy, we cannot change this situation. We can only continuously strengthen ourselves and make our country stronger, so that it is possible to create a pure land for our country. Xiaohu has gone through a 7-day growth period, and his body has been greatly improved. As long as the training is not excessive, Luo Yuan believes that it can complete his training arrangements well. I saw Luo Yuan running slowly. Xiaohu, unwilling to lag behind, kept following behind him, moving forward vigorously. But inevitably, the appearance of the little tiger still attracted the attention of the pet master to a large extent. After all, such treasured beasts will hardly appear in the Guangxi base. But the royal pet master knows the rules after all. Even if someone else's royal beast is taken by himself, it is of no use. It is better to develop your own beast honestly and improve your own strength. After the tempering of spiritual energy, Luo Yuan's physical strength has also been greatly improved. Even if it was Yu Beast's inadvertent aura absorption, the little tiger, as a natural beast, still gave Luo Yuan, who is a pet master, a lot of spiritual feedback. The advantage of high initial quality is also reflected in this way. Before he exercised, he was still an empty shelf. Through constant tempering, Luo Yuan can better adapt to this change in his body, and can better display his strength. Ran in circles, even in the cool morning, I couldn't help but start to sweat. However, Xiaohu is still full of vitality. After all, human beings can't compare with Yuju's physique. After running on the training ground, you can enter the special training area of the training ground. Such an area was created to allow Yu Beast to master his spiritual skills more quickly. Looking at the dazzling array of training equipment, there are those for training dodges, those for improving the defensive ability of beasts, and there is no shortage of improving offensive capabilities. However, under these training equipment, only the accumulation of time can better make the latter one grow. Stand up. This is not a fast process, and sometimes you can't even see progress. Luo Yuan earnestly said to the energetic Yu Beast, "Little tiger, use your extreme flame claws on this doll." Luo Yuan always believes that when you play, you can't tolerate the slightest sloppy appearance when you are serious. He has not been watching Xiaohu's training, because he knows that even if Yu Beast is born with spiritual skills, without multiple releases, it is impossible to become a means of confrontation with the enemy, and cannot be formally used in battles. Flying Red Flame Tiger is a contract signed with Luo Yuan through the metal, so that you can feel the emotion and attitude of the royal pet master. It knows that the owner wants him to train his skills seriously, and from the inheritance of knowledge, he also knows that the process of his own spiritual skills cannot be sloppy. Tiger is the king of beasts, and there is a fighting factor in their blood. So even if Luo Yuan didn't order it, it wouldn't be lazy to face training. The first flame claws released the fire aura before it dissipated before halfway through, because the skill was indeed not used. That situation couldn't be more normal. With repeated claw swings and the volatilization of aura, Xiaohu's experience continued to increase, and he slowly completed his first grasp of extreme flame claw. In the process of mastering, time is slowly passing by. Luo Yuan didn't stop when Xiaohu was training. He was practicing martial arts boxing, which is a set of martial arts that can beat the body. Before he finished this set of punches, he would stop and take a rest to see how well Xiaohu mastered extreme flame claws. Actually, he didn't have much hope that he could master this spiritual skill in one day. Generally, Yu beasts who have just passed their juvenile period have mastered the spiritual skills of their talents, basically in 3 days. These elementary training knowledge will be hung on the spirit net, so when it was almost noon, when he saw Xiaohu suddenly flashing red light and extremely flame claws released, he still couldn't help showing his awe-inspiring gaze. Thinking of only half a day, Xiaohubian released his spiritual skills. He couldn't help but encouraged Xiaohu to great. Xiaohu continued to cheer, we strive to pass the assessment of the junior pet master as soon as possible in spiritual skills in 2 months. Basically only some royal pet masters with superior backgrounds can pass the assessment. When the imperial beast reaches the bronze level, and it is possible to pass it when it reaches the advanced level of spiritual skills. Luo Yuan stopped practicing boxing and began to think seriously, maybe he underestimated Xiaohu's quality, the diamond level talent is not that simple, maybe he can raise the plan. www.mtlnovel.com. I can see from his own eyes. It's still superficial, after all, it's still a step slower without special elders' guidance. Thinking about it carefully, I slowly strengthened my gaze. This is not possible. Even if I still have a lot of inferior places to others, I have to train carefully to miss an opportunity and time to improve my strength. Otherwise, my talents would be wasted in vain, so it would be nothing more than empty talk when I secretly made up my mind. After shaking his mind for a while, Luo Yuan slowly returned to normal. However, the little tiger who has been training is not lazy, because he has used his spiritual skills several times and his spiritual power in his body is almost exhausted. After a while, he lay on the ground, sticking his tongue out showing fatigue. Luo Yuan went up to pick up Xiaohu, and ended the morning's practice. He touched the well-behaved little tiger, and said to it, "It's great little tiger, you have mastered the release of the extreme flame claws at a basic level, and then you must continue to work hard." Holding the little tiger and walking home, he took out the royal beast milk and the royal beast food. This is the fire-type royal beast food. It can speed up the absorption and recovery of the fire system's spiritual power by the beast, which has a very good effect. Such things are not cheap after all. 1 week's amount is 15,000. This is just the basic royal beast food. After a light sigh, Luo Yuan recovered again. After all, he had a total of 1.2 million credits, he used 150,000 at the beginning of the incubation, and 30,000 for the royal beast food and royal milk for the next week. If it weren't because Xiaohu bought it by betting on eggs, he would spend at least 500,000 yuan even if he bought a piece of silver. It can be seen how powerful the talent of peeping eye is for him. This first step is done, and this 1.2 million is almost enough for him to spend these 2 months. As the saying goes, one step first, one step ahead, he has nothing to say about the beginning. After Xiaohu had a meal, the noon time slowly ended. Luo Yuan also settled his lunch quickly at this time. After Xiaohu finished his meal, Luo Yuan glanced over. Its information and status at this time were revealed. Flying Red Flame Tiger level, Black Iron Elementary Current status, Full Quality, Diamond level Natural Spirit skills, Roar of Beasts, Fire Feathers, Extreme Flame Claws, Primary Mastery, Evolution Path 1, Flying Red Flame Tiger, Flying Extreme Flame Tiger, Flying Demon Flame Tiger, Evolution Path 2, Flying Red Flame Tiger, Flying Vinyang Tiger, Flying Holy Light Tiger can be equipped with a magic weapon, one has a trace of Light Tiger gene once. The juvenile period has passed and the nutrition is normal, the royal beast will basically reach the primary strength of black iron. I'm almost resting, but there is no particular place for cultivation at home. Luo Yuan couldn't help but a flash of inspiration in the training room. Each training ground will be equipped with a training room, but unlike the training grounds, which are free of charge by the country, the training room is charged by the hour, and the charging standards vary according to the level. The primary training room can double the speed of spiritual power training, the intermediate training room can double the training speed, and the advanced training room can triple the training speed. The best training room, which can increase the training speed by 5 times, the general training ground is not allowed to be set up. Generally, it is only set up in specific places such as top families, government forces, the University of Pets, and the large-scale royal beasts. This is also one of the measures taken by China in order to manage the information of the pet masters and prevent the black pet masters from mixing into it and use alliance resources to enhance their own strength. Every time they enter the pet masters, they need to access the linknet to verify their identity. Okay, it's decided. Now that I have eaten and rested, I will go to the training room. I will buy some resources for cultivation before we go. Touched Xiaohu's head, recalled it to his brain, and went out. This time, Luo Yuan didn't want to be cheap. He chose to take a hearse to the city center. After confirming the destination on the Chinook watch, he applied for a hearse. After a while, the hearse driver appeared in front of Luo Yuan. City center, the Royal Pet Master Union Market. Yes. After confirming that the information was correct, Luo Yuan got into the car and chatted with the hearse driver for a while and arrived. The hearse is still very fast, arriving in less than 10 minutes, while the bus, Stop and Go, may sometimes not arrive for an hour and a half. Luo Yuan got out of the car with his bag on his back, and as soon as he looked up, he saw the Royal Pet Master League market not far away, where people came and went, and the sound of hawking was endless, just like the market before the revival of Aura. But he is not greedy for small bargains. His plan is to buy in the pet shop. Most of these products have been tested and are basically orthodox products. After a while, I arrived at the store. Seeing that there were not many customers inside, he went directly in and chose what to buy. 7 black iron premium fire cores, 7,000 credit cards, 2 spirit crystals, 20,000 credits, 1 month fire elementary royal beast food set, 65,000 credits, 1 cubic space backpack, 100,000 credits, total consumption of 192,000 credits. Once the psychic watch was swiped, the transaction was completed. At this time, the next person came to settle the transaction. After the transaction, Luo Yuan put all the things in the space backpack and left with ease. Slowly walked towards the training ground of the nearest community. Hello, I want a junior training room. A couple of hours. I looked at the time and it was 2 o'clock now. Come on for 4 hours. 4,000 credits. Okay, alright. Found that after the audit, he walked into the room quickly. The interior layout was simple, with a spirit gathering formation in it, and a green futon in the middle. He released the little tiger, threw him an imperial beast core, and began to sit down cross-legged and began to meditate. Putting the spirit crystal between his hands, slowly transported the primary spirit attraction, and under the dual action of the spirit crystal and the training room, it began to condense and circulate in the body. After these 7 days of spending time with Xiaohu through his infancy, Luo Yuan has never left the spirit gathering. With the accumulation of these 7 days, coupled with the current environment, he slowly felt the initial barriers of the junior pet masters. With the feedback of Xiaohu's 50% training speed, his spiritual power was unprecedentedly abundant. Rotating Yin Ling Ju in a rush to break through the barrier. The beginning of the junior royal pet master. Luo Yuan couldn't help showing a little excitement. Time was waiting for no one, and soon he continued to immerse himself in the state of cultivation. I don't want to waste a minute, after all, every minute I stay here is for money. Xiaohu also got the imperial beast core and swallowed it in one bite, slowly digesting the aura of the riot in his body, and slowly lay down to absorb it. With a breath and a breath, accompanied by ample aura in the room, Yu Beast's talent was revealed. Imperial beasts can absorb spiritual energy more than twice as fast as human beings. They are born as spiritual envoys and are very adaptable to spiritual energy. I saw that Xiaohu's strength began to deepen with one breath and one breath. Its black iron strength in the early stage is slowly advancing towards the middle stage. Believe that it will be able to break through the barriers in the middle stage of black iron in a few days. Then Xiaohu's aura will improve again. After the capacity is large, the release of spiritual skills will be easier, and the number and time that can be trained will also increase, so that it will master the spiritual skills more quickly. Slowly 4 hours passed, the time training room stopped the movement of spiritual energy, and slowly one person and one tiger came out of the state of luck. Hey, the time is up, he put Xiaohu back into his brain and walked out. Looking at the darkening sky, Luo Yuan couldn't help but walk in the direction of the bus. After waiting for a while, I got in the car and went home slowly. Luo Yuan recalled today's experience in detail when he returned home. Xiaohu has mastered the extreme flame claw elementary level in half a day. I bought some more training resources for myself and Xiaohu, and stayed in the training room for 4 hours, impacting the initial strength of the junior royal pet master. Xiaohu believes that with today's arrangement, he can break through the early stage of the black iron and reach the midstage strength of the black iron in a few days. It seems that the speed of spending money has accelerated again, and I don't know how much to invest in it in the future. Luo Yuan couldn't help sighing. How's it going, son? It's okay, Xiaohu is very serious in training today, and he has already reached the elementary mastery of a spiritual skill. When he got home, Luo Yuan released Xiaohu. Not long after coming out, it's best to let you beast and the royal pet master get along more, so as to better cultivate the tacit understanding. I'll master a spiritual skill so soon, that's okay. When Luo Dad heard it, he couldn't help but laughed, his expression lightened a lot. According to Dad Luo's inference, it will take less than 2 months for his son to pass the assessment of the junior pet master, so that his son will have 5,000 credits every month. With his own subsidies, the pressure will gradually decrease. When their sons are promoted to a senior pet master, they can be arranged to work in a more leisurely unit of the relevant government department. In this way, they can better take care of the other pair of children, and their families can live a better life. Is actually not so easy. Yu reading www.yuyugonshu.com. Luo Dad also knows in his heart. According to his understanding, less than 1/10 of those who graduated from the University of the Royal Pet Master every year with the strength of the Senior Royal Pet Master, but the Diamond Royal Beast owned by his son is definitely very likely. Both parents thought about it silently in their hearts, except that Luo Yuan didn't have to worry about them. Brother and sister still have to plan for them. At that time, the two couples will give their sons and daughters their own quota, so that they can have a good and stable job. But everyone knows that this is the future. There are still 6 years before Luo Yuan graduates, and he can only take it step by step. It's dinner, son. As soon as Luo's mother finished speaking, Luo Yuan sat down obediently, eating slowly, chatting with his parents about the daily routine. We chatted happily, and dinner time passed like this. He knows that there will be fewer and fewer days like this in the future, so he cherishes the time like this very much. He must go out to study at university, that is to say, after 3 years, he should not be at the Guangxi base. After all, the Guangxi base ranks low among the Chinese bases, and there are not many excellent imperial pet master universities. So he will probably go to the top bases outside. He himself wants to go out and see the bigger world. Now it's no better than before, you can travel abroad at will, or travel to other provinces. It costs a lot to cross bases each time, and ordinary people may not have such opportunities in their entire lives. He believes that he will get better and better. He wants to seize the time to practice hard and make his parents proud of him. So that in the next 3 years of high school life, Luo Yuan began to sprint forward desperately. Of course, as the saying goes, the harder you work, the luckier you are, and the sweat you shed is not in vain, is it? Passed in Luo Yuan's cross-legged practice and Xiaohu's absorption of the beast core overnight. Of course, this kind of cultivation speed can't be compared to the cultivation room at all. The next day, at dawn, one person and one tiger opened each other's eyes. Luo Yuan, but one night's practice did not make him tired. On the contrary, he became more and more energetic, and the luster in his eyes became more and more shining. Got up from the bed, took out the royal beast food and royal beast milk that belonged to Xiaohu, and washed it by himself. At this time, his parents have not yet gotten up, but he plans to eat whatever he wants and go out. It is still the same as yesterday, from the morning to noon for exercise and spiritual skills. In the afternoon, enter the training room for 4 hours to practice spiritual power. Decided secretly, cooked some noodles for himself at will, and took Xiaohu out. After a while, I arrived at the training ground and started to exercise. At this time, many royal pet masters are seriously training their royal beasts. In fact, the pet master has set foot on this road, and there is no laziness at all. You may not know how happy a person is when he learns that he can get out of the mud. Because they know that when they perfuse themselves, they will also perfuse themselves in the future. It takes an hour to run, and this kind of warm-up exercise also ends its effect. After that, I went to the special training area, Little Tiger, first practice the extreme flame claw and get familiar with it. Wow! Xiaohu replied with great enthusiasm. At this time, a series of extreme flame claws were released and appeared on the training dolls. The training dolls can reflect to a large extent the degree to which the beast masters spiritual skills. The traces of the dolls judge the mastery of spiritual skills. Elementary mastery, the trace disappears in 1 minute. Intermediate mastery, disappear after 5 minutes. Advanced mastery, disappear after 10 minutes. In the course of slow practice, he began to deepen Yu Beast's mastery of spiritual skills. Luo Yuan saw that the little tiger had almost practiced, so he said to it, "Little tiger, practice the roar of fire feathers and beasts." He intends to upgrade all of Xiaohu's spiritual skills to the elementary mastery, and then see how to combine these spiritual skills for the competition of the enemy. The first thing I practiced is the fire feather magic, a fire-type ranged long-distance damage magic. It can be well matched with extreme flame claws to form a battle prototype that can be attacked, retreated, and defended. Wow! The little tiger howled, his wings spread out, and he couldn't help but gather together to gather the fire spirit and whizzed towards the target not far away. But after less than 1 meter of gathering, the aura disappeared, and was angry. The little tiger couldn't help lowering his head when he saw the scene he had created. "It's okay, let's take it slowly. Take advantage of the remaining spiritual power of the Yu Beast core to practice well, maybe it will take a long time to succeed." He smiled and looked at the somewhat depressed little tiger. After all, it is still a baby, and there are many things left. Mature place, take your time. In fact, training the beast is not only the growth of the beast, but also the growth of the pet master. Whoa! Xiaohu quickly continued to practice, from just gathering the spiritual energy blindly at the beginning, to slowly compressing the spiritual energy, making a little progress. Swish swish! Slowly, it began to gather feather-like rockets and shoot towards the target. From the beginning to miss the target, to the outer ring at the back to the inner ring at the end, its spiritual skill hit rate and power are slowly rising. This may also be Yu Beast's talent, just find the rules, they will quickly master the core in each practice, and thus form combat effectiveness. Okay. Luo Yuan looked at the traces on the target, and had already advanced to elementary mastery. Wow! Seeing that the owner was happy, Xiaohu couldn't help but howl. In a happy state, he involuntarily released the roar of the beasts. Feeling the power of this spiritual skill, Luo Yuan couldn't help but be restrained for a few seconds. Effective psychic skills, slowing down the opponent's movements, forming an intimidating effect. Luo Yuan looked at such a little tiger and couldn't help walking up to hug the little tiger. "Good luck, Xiaohu, you are a little genius of spiritual skills." Muah, he kissed Xiaohu's cute face. Yu Beast was so arrogant, Luo Yuan started to fantasize about lying down and winning his life. However, this is just to think about it, after all, the beast is still young and needs the guidance of the pet master. Don't look at Yu Beast's cleverness and just let them go crazy, otherwise random training will only hurt their foundation. Wow! Xiaohu looked at Luo Yuan happily, and in just one morning he had mastered all 3 spiritual skills. It is also very pleasant on its own. In Xiaohu's inheritance memory, it takes at least a day to master every skill. After calming down, the little tiger combined the 3 spiritual skills of Extreme Flame Claw, Fire Feather, and Beast Roar. In the early stage, the general beast only has 1 skill, the better ones have 2, and the top level is only 3. When it has mastered these 3 spiritual skills, under Luo Yuan's command, it can basically stand at the forefront of the new star list of strength. Okay, Xiaohu, let's go home. Luo Yuan recalled the tired little tiger and walked slowly towards the house. Mom prepared the chicken soup. Luo Yuan couldn't help but his eyes widened. This kind of spiritual food rarely appeared on his menu. Without him, it is too expensive. Basically, only on major festivals will my mother bite her teeth and make one. Slowly sit at the dining table alone, serving himself a bowl of rice. Pick up a piece of delicious ling chicken and chew it carefully. Well, it's delicious, he didn't rush to eat this time, slowly tasting the delicious chicken, drinking the chicken soup, and squinting comfortably. In the future, he hopes that he can create a condition where his family members want to eat the spiritual meal, and he makes up his mind silently. After eating, he released the little tiger and helped him take out the royal beast milk and royal beast food as in the morning, and then gathered up the kitchen. The little tiger was hungry for a long time after practicing spiritual skills, so he ate quickly and happily from the side. The food was still delicious. He shook his tail gently while eating. Let's go. Little tiger, go to the training room. Hearing the training room, Xiaohu couldn't help but urged, oh. Is almost consciousness, hurry up, hurry up. I want Reiki. This Taihanin couldn't help but push Luo Yuan with his head and walked out of the door, saying very urgently. I know, don't rush. Luo Yuan took Xiaohu back to his brain and went out. But this time he was not in a hurry, he slowly appeared in the training ground downstairs in the community, and after the registration and review, he entered the training room as usual. Come out, little tiger. I saw a flash of red light, and a little tiger with red wings appeared in the training room. Feeling full of aura, Xiaohu happily wagged his tail and looked at him with bright blinking eyes. Seeing it longing, stepped forward and ravaged its fur. It made it dissatisfied with howling before it stopped. To tell the truth, tiger hair is still easy to touch, and the faint fire system spirit power floats, and a different kind of cat slave Luo Yuan was born. Here you are, practice hard and remember Wu, Hu. Nodding seriously, lightly leaped over the fire-type imperial beast core, swallowed it, and absorbed the spiritual energy in the spiritual circle. A red aura circle appeared around Xiaohu. Seeing his royal beast working so hard, eager to improve his strength. Of course, Luo Yuan would not give up such a good time to practice. Sitting cross-legged on the futon, slowly took out a lot of dim spirit crystals, began to operate the primary Yinling Ju, and absorbed the spirit energy. For 4 hours, the room was silent. The noise outside cannot enter the training room through the protective cover, providing a good training environment for the cultivating royal pet master and royal beast invisibly. Cultivation in the training room is not as simple as 1+1, otherwise there will not be so many pet masters spending a lot of credits to enter it. Luo Yuan's pure white spirit group is slowly moving, and he is also moving towards the middle stage of the junior pet master, only waiting for the accumulation of success, a breakthrough in one fell swoop. Xiaohu was also obediently lying on the side, trying his best to absorb the spiritual energy, and slowly marching towards the middle stage of the black iron. Each person and one pet are working hard to accumulate strength for themselves and launch an impact on their next stage. In the constant absorption of the spiritual energy, time quietly passed away, the spiritual energy disappeared, and the main beast also woke up. Go, Xiaohu. He still doesn't want to take Xiaohu home, he intends to let it see how other beasts fight, and learn how other royal pet masters command. How to grasp the timing of command has always been the direction for the pet master to learn and strengthen. The pet master must grasp the level of command. Excessive command will only make the beast lose its ability to judge itself. Once the pet master is attacked and there is no time to take care of it, the beast will face a very passive situation. Of course, there is basically no such situation in the base. But once you leave the base, let alone enter the spiritual realm, such things are definitely not uncommon. How can other enemies obediently wait for you to command the beast to fight to cooperate with you? Wake up, kid! Slowly walk to the Bidu area of the training ground. Seeing so many imperial pet masters and imperial beasts gathered there, Luo Yuan was also full of curiosity. He had never seen the battle of the pet master in reality before, and today he can open his eyes well. No awakening is generally successful, and ordinary people are not allowed to enter the training ground. Today, Zhao Zifeng, I will definitely not lose to you again. The pet master on the stage invited Zhao Zifeng to fight. Grandmas, I must beat your beast to the ground this time. The burly man above couldn't help but say harshly, but the young people in the audience were not scared. Stepped onto the stage a few steps, a green light flashed, and an imperial beast appeared in front of the stage. Old Zhao, this wooden praying mantis can already be cultivated with bronze level strength. Look at the spirit well, it's the confession made by their family. Wang Zhuang's purple-tailed scorpion is also good, but its potential is a bit lower. Well, www.mtlnovel.com. Two people are about the same. This kind of situation where the strength of two people is similar depends on the commanding ability of the pet master and the mastery of the spiritual skills of the beast. Watching the scene fiercely, Luo Yuan slowly activated his peeping eyes and looked at the U-beast on the platform. The messages of the two royal beasts appeared in front of Luo Yuan. Royal Beast, Wood Praying Mantis Grade, Bronze Beginner Current Status, Full Quality, Silver Level Natural Spirit Skills, Stealth, / Evolution Path 1, Wood Praying Mantis Shadow Praying Mantis Evolution Path 2, Wood Mantis Giant Wood Mantis Wood Shadow Mantis to assemble a magic weapon. 1. Primary magic weapon, Armor Piercing Knife, can be equipped with magic weapon. 2. Purple-tailed scorpion, grade, Bronze Beginner Current Status, Full Quality, Bronze Level Natural Spirit Skill, Critical Strike Evolution Path 1, Purple-tailed scorpion Very venomous-tailed scorpion to assemble a magic weapon. 1. Primary magic weapon, Poison Pearl, can be equipped with magic weapon. 2. Looking at the messages of these two young people, Luo Yuan nodded clearly. Such qualities and strengths are normal in their community. However, it can be seen that they basically have no prospects for development. Because they are all at least 20 years old, but they are still in the junior pet master stage. I am afraid that there is no chance to get to the senior pet master. Throwing away the random thoughts in his mind, Luo Yuan looked at the two people on the stage seriously, waiting for the battle between the two. At this time, Xiaohe was also watching with interest, his little tail flicked, not to mention how cute. I saw Wang Zhuang first command U-Beast to test the U-Beast slowly approaching Zhao Zifeng. Wood Mantis was eager to try, waving his sickle-like arms vigorously. Little praying man, sneak, Zhao Zifeng ordered. Upon receiving the order, the wooden mantis gazes tightly and rushes towards the purple-tailed scorpion, a turquoise shadow moving forward like the wind. As if the same wind blew by, then the wooden mantis subconsciously slashed it with a knife. Pang! I saw the purple-tailed scorpion violently attacked by the blade. In just an instant, the purple-tailed scorpion retreated to a distance of 1 meter away. Without hesitation, its scorpion's tail flicked, and the cold hook on the tip of its tail flashed brightly, and it attacked the wood mantis with the ink-purple gas. Bah! Wood mantis couldn't get away with a hard blow. I saw green blood flow out. At this time, the wood praying mantis was also on fire, and anger flashed in his eyes. The two royal beasts started to fight back and forth. Boom boom is like hitting a sharp weapon. These two imperial beasts are both crustaceans, and when hitting the body, there will be a metal crashing sound. I feel there is no difference in strength. Who will win? Lao Zhang, you have rich experience, tell me. I don't look good, I feel that their royal beasts have been in the early stage of bronze for a while. Look at their whole cards, this is not necessarily true, who knows until the end. Look at it. The result will be out soon. Now it's up to their beast status. The rhythm of the two of them hasn't changed much, it can be seen that they have gone through battle, not the inexperienced beast. The more I see it, the more I realize that the pet masters rarely command, and they more give the initiative to the beast for my own judgment. Only when you feel you can command the gap will you have some simple instructions. Slowly, the wood mantis slowed down. At this time, Wang Zhuang smiled easily. With a pair of winning tickets in hand, Zhao Zifeng started to notice something was wrong at this time. Zhao Zifeng frowned slightly, looking at some details he had overlooked. Seeing the purple-tailed scorpion attacking the wood-praying mantis with a hook, it must be this point that the purple is particularly dazzling. Little praying man, use a knife to cut, with the greatest strength. Little tail, extract poison, the final fatal blow, speed. Hiss. At this time, the wood mantis lost its attack power and lay down on the competition stage. Well, Wang Zhuang, I lose, I can stop. Zhao Zifeng watched as the purple-tailed scorpion, who was still attacking, conceded to Wang Zhuang. There was not much resentment, Wang Zhuang took back the purple-tailed scorpion, and Zhao Zifeng also took back the wooden mantis when he saw it. It seems that the poison bead is more advanced than Zhao Zifeng's spiritual weapon, and it is more suitable for use in combat. It is obvious that the purple-tailed scorpion and the poison bead are more compatible. Luo Yuan savored the taste. Seeing that the two had no idea of continuing, they basically started to disperse separately. At this time, Luo Yuan, who was also about to leave, stood up. But he was stopped just a few steps away. Looking intently, he is a relatively ordinary boy, who feels about the same age as him. Hello, is there anything wrong? Luo Yuan asked suspiciously. My name is Zhang Yuan, you just got you beast this year, right? Okay. That's good, so am I, can I apply for a battle with you? I saw him looking straight at the flying scarlet flame tiger on the side. God knows how much he likes this royal beast, although he can't grab it. A fight can also be regarded as an alternative to completeness. Come out, Xiaoji, he couldn't help releasing his imperial beast roasted turkey. Yes. There should be a big gap between the strength of his own little tiger, and Luo Yuan couldn't help but get attached. It's okay to see Xiaohu's strength. Secretly thought to himself. After all, just after the infancy, the strength gap can't be too big. Little tiger, are you ready? Hearing this, Xiaohu raised his head high, his eyes full of confidence. Woohoo, Xiaohu, while howling, the fire aura beside him couldn't help getting stronger. Xiaohu had obviously put on a fighting state. Chug. Roasted turkey also called fiercely. That's right, you beast also has feelings, don't underestimate you beast's ability to predict danger. The two of them and the Yaman slowly walked towards the battle platform that had just been vacated. Two little guys, let's go when you see it. Looking at the two people so young, it is not difficult to think that this is the awakener of the royal pet master this year. Okay, take a look and go. There are still a few people who are slowly remaining. Luo Yuan did not deliberately pay attention to the people next to him. He peeped at the burning turkey, and a message appeared in front of his eyes. Royal Beast, Roasted Turkey Grade, Early Black Iron Current Status, Full Quality, Gold Natural Spirit Skills, Fireball, Acceleration Evolution Path, Roasted Turkey Strong Chicken Turkey Fighter to assemble a magic weapon, 1, Primary Magic Weapon, Fire Claw, a big family, I don't have to run. He is as old as himself, and has just started to have a magic weapon. I don't know when I will have a spiritual weapon. Little Tiger, try it. Little Tiger slowly stepped forward upon hearing the words, and approached the roasted turkey with a light leap. Aside from anything else, it was an extreme flame claw passing by, feeling the strong fire system spiritual power, and the burning turkey stared at the little tiger solemnly. Urged the acceleration skill, and escaped Xiaohu's claws without any risk. After regaining his senses, a fireball passed. Xiaohu, watching the fireball fly, flew in the air, and easily escaped the attack of the turkey. Looking at the little tiger who was able to avoid the burning turkey in the air, he felt that he should let it judge by itself. Originally at this time, Xiaohu hit the roasted turkey with a feather of fire. This fight should have passed quickly. Flew close to the roasted turkey, attacking it with one claw. Excessively annoying, the roasted turkey bounced up quickly and ran towards the little tiger in the air. Xiaoji, that's it, the fireball is ready. As soon as the voice fell, the fireball of the Ji turkey fell on Xiaohu's body. Bah! The fireball hit Xiaohu, and it dissipated in a while. Little tiger, come down. After hearing the words, the little tiger folded his wings, and with a single tap, he landed firmly on the ground. As he watched the roasted turkey prepare to fall, Xiaohu stared at it tightly and approached it. It's too slow, Xiaohu, rush up and use extreme flame claws. Why? A claw entered the meat, leaving a trace on the shoulder of the roasted turkey, and the red blood began to escape little by little. Xiaoji, let's come to, fire claw. Hearing that, the embarrassed roast turkey just stood firm and immediately urged the spirit, and an angry wave of fire claws. Wow! Seeing this, Xiaohu flew high into the sky, without stopping, immediately used the fire feathers, and flung the feathers towards the roasted turkey. Boom! I saw the roasted turkey fall under the impact of the fire feathers, eyes blurred. Okay. I lost. Zhang Yuan said to Luo Yuan. The two took back you beast one after another. Luo Yuan, thanks for your advice. Luo Yuan smiled and stretched out his hand towards him. I hope I will have the opportunity to train together in the future, and leave a Ling Wang friend. Zhang Yuan stretched out his hand, shook his hand seriously, and put it down. Okay. After exchanging Ling Wang, the two said goodbye and left one after another. Luo walked away from home and slowly walked out of the training ground, emptying his head and recalling the fight. Little tiger, it's still too inexperienced. The sky is its advantage, and it is also an opportunity for its carelessness. If you seize the time from the beginning, you can even dodge the fireball. But fortunately, now that I know it, pay more attention to it. Xiaohu's temperament just come here. If the roast turkey releases a fireball in the air at the beginning, it can start a fire feather, so that it has no possibility of being injured at all. I was talking about the existence of the quality suppression of the royal beast, and with so many advantages, it was not a magic weapon that could smooth the gap. Looking at the residents who are returning home one after another after dark, he also quickened his pace. Looking at a little girl with a catty dog, the little girl smiled happily. The girl's father was watching carefully. Xiao Xing, don't you be happy. Be obediently, will Xiaohuo carry you? Girl, happily grabbed the catty dog's hair and nodded quickly. Good. Dad, then you have to come back early in the future, you know? Mom doesn't accompany me out to play. The girl grumbled dissatisfiedly. Okay, you are obedient, Dad must go home on time and bring Singer out to play, okay? Ha 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 ha. The girl happily buried her head on the puppy's neck, and responded. Well, you reading www.yuyuganshu.com knows, you are a long-winded dad. He he he. Looking at the scene where his father took his daughter, Luo Yuan couldn't help but think of the appearance of his father working hard when he was a child, and his mother taking the three of them with his siblings. Luo Yuan couldn't help but smile, looking at the little girl's ghostly look. Can't help but sigh with emotion, we have grown up unknowingly. Son, the five of us have a good meal today. Seeing her son came back from training, Luo's mother happily asked in the kitchen. Your brother and sister are back, I have to make something delicious for them. Don't be jealous. Luo Ma said with a chuckle. Luo Wenyu couldn't help but smiled and said, "This is what my mother made for me, you can't eat it, ah ah ah." Luo Wenyu acted like he was domineering and unreasonable when he was a child. Luo is far from able to refute, after all, who hasn't had a childhood yet? After all, to tease him with this, he basically has no right to refute. When he was a child, Luo Yuan was not just overbearing, he was still a fat man before. At that time, I stuffed my mouth when I saw something to eat. But I became more sensible in the back. I grew taller and slowly drew a strip, so I didn't look fat. To talk about the beauty, their family is still fine, especially Luo Yuan, who grew up with a small fat paper, gave birth to a small piece of bainan. When I was young, I was also a cute little dumpling, not to mention being loved by relatives. The back has become thinner, and my face is not as easy to pinch as before. There are still a few aunts who regretted it. What's even more funny is that when I went to my grandparents' house during the winter vacation of the second year of the junior high school, and when my grandma's house paid a New Year's greetings, the old man and the old lady thought that Luo's father and Luo's mother did not feed Luo Yuan well. But later it got better. Thinking of his previous self, Luo Yuan couldn't help but admit defeat. Convex. In the blink of an eye, half a month has passed since Luo Yuan's first fight. In the past half a month, Luo Yuan carefully arranged Xiaohu and his own cultivation situation, and spared no room to accelerate his cultivation speed. At present, his strength has reached the junior middle stage, and the tacit understanding with Xiaohu is getting stronger and stronger. Looking back now, Xiaohu has also changed a lot, and it now looks even more martial. The body shape has become much larger than before, but it's not that he's fatter, it's a sign of growing up. From the outside, you can see the power that it possesses, as well as the rich fire aura surrounding it. But the flames did not burn, but flowed well on the body surface. This little tiger's state is undoubtedly a manifestation of the cultivation in place. Little tiger, come here. We are going out. Luo Yuan recalled the little tiger who was jumping around in the room, and said to it with a speechless expression on his face. I don't know when it started, Xiaohu became more and more active, but seeing its smoother movements and stronger physical condition, Luo Yuan didn't care too much. Woo! He jumped up and turned into a red light and flew towards Luo Yuan's brain. However, Luo Yuan is still very satisfied with the results of his training in the past half-month. His peeping eyes also checked the recent data situation of Xiaohu. The progress is not small. Flying Red Flame Tiger Grade, Middle Dark Iron Current Status, Full Quality, Diamond Level Natural Spirit Skills, Roar of All Beasts, Intermediate Mastery, Fire Feather, Intermediate Mastery, Extreme Flame Claw, Advanced Mastery, Evolution Path 1, Flying Red Flame Tiger Flying Extreme Flame Tiger Flying Demon Flame Tiger Evolution Path 2, Flying Red Flame Tiger Flying Vinyang Tiger Flying Holy Light Tiger can be equipped with a magic weapon. One has a trace of Light Tiger. Jean nodded lightly, and went out quickly. Recently, he, Zhang Yuren, and Zhao Lei will get together to practice combat abilities whenever they have time, and get some experience in combat. But now they can't keep up with themselves. Now, relying on Xiaohu's spiritual power sharing and large-scale credit input, he has slowly begun to have a certain degree of transcendence. When they arrived at the training ground, the three of them gathered together unconsciously and started their own morning training every day. Now, Luo Yuan's physical fitness has improved a lot. He could beat 2 by just using the force value to speak. Come out, Little Tiger sensed Luo Yuan's call, and Little Tiger flashed a red light, gently swayed down, and appeared firmly on the plain. So handsome! I love it! Zhang Yuren looked at the flying scarlet tiger obsessively, fearing that it was not because of the deep love. Zhang Yuren, stop dreaming, people, be realistic. Zhao Lei is not surprised to see him like this. God knows, Zhao Lei knew that when his friend hatched such a cherished and handsome imperial beast in the gambling pile, he felt that the imperial turtle that he had worked so hard to choose would not be fragrant in an instant. But to tell the truth, Omizu's defensive power is really fragrant. This allowed him to have better self-protection when participating in small spiritual realm activities in the future, and he would not complain anymore. But Luo Yuan didn't talk about Xiaohu's quality in front of the two of them, otherwise, the two would have to go crazy with jealousy. As a friend, he still thinks it's better to conceal it appropriately. Okay, let's run, little tiger. As soon as he touched the ground, the little tiger became active, slowly beating, and slowly amused the other two beasts. After training together for so long, Xiaohu still likes to train together. Facing the little tiger who was running, Yu's white turtle and roasted turkey also started running slowly. But there is no possibility that Yuke will catch up with the other two. After all, it is not a general bad at speed, it is very bad at speed. There is no way for Zhao Lei to solve the gap between this kind of race. But he didn't slack off the speed training of Yuquan turtle. Even if running can't make it significantly increase the speed, it still has a lot of improvement in its physique. The beasts trained together, which greatly improved their enthusiasm. Seeing their beast training so hard and running, they ran together in unison. Under the sun, on the large training ground, beast and pet master are doing their best to exercise, sweat slowly overflowing, and slowly flowing down. Under the reflection of the sun, everything is so full of life. After a long time, Zhao Lei and Zhang Yuren slowly stopped running. They walked slowly together and recovered, as did their royal beasts. They were all less than 1 month old and were still babies. Luo Yuan and Xiaohu are both perverts. They are too strong, and I feel that training together is simply watching them surpass themselves and their own beasts. Zhang Yuren said in a low tone. In fact, Zhang Yuren is also a proud person. He can find someone at his level to train with him, but because of Luo Yuan's strength, he chooses Luo Yuan as his goal. But in the half-month of training and cultivation time, he can understand it. The gap between him and Luo Yuan is still widening. From the very beginning, the roast turkey can still communicate back and forth under his command. In the future, he and Zhao Lei can no longer match Luo Yuan. Xiaohu's talent is too strong, and Luo Yuan's hard work is not to be underestimated. Zhang Yuren slowly gave up his pride and impetuousness, and started training with them in a serious manner. Now, fortunately, Zhang Yuren and Zhao Lei are not far from the junior and mid-stage royal pet masters, and it is almost enough to settle for a few days. Take your time, it's useless to be anxious. Zhao Lei and Zhang Yuren hated each other and looked at each other and nodded. Okay, Xiaohu, it's almost there, let's go. Without letting beast excessive exercise, proper rest is essential. And Luo Yuan has the talent of peeping true eyes, naturally it is impossible not to use it. Every time Xiaohu reaches a state of exhaustion, he will order Xiaohu to fix it, and only after he has rested will he start the next spiritual training. Also relies on this unique talent to train the royal beast reasonably without harming the royal beast. Overtraining will only cause beast to form hidden injuries unknowingly. Concealed injuries are not that well treated. Therefore, in order not to consume the beast's talent, the pet master will pay special attention to the state of the beast. It is through a little accumulation that Xiaohu and himself will have such a big improvement in half a month. In fact, Luo Yuan's improvement is largely dependent on Xiaohu's assistance. Many people have no way to appreciate the power of a diamond-level imperial beast's aura. Therefore, with Xiaohu's powerful talent bonus, Luo Yuan will be able to break through the elementary midstage for a few days before Zhang Yuren and Zhao Lei. Otherwise, based on the devotion of Zhang Yuren's family to Zhang Yuren, can I keep up with it? Zhang Yuren's family, in this community, is the family with the top financial resources. His father is also an intermediate-level royal pet master, and his mother is an apprentice of an evolutionist. Such family conditions allow Zhang Yuren to have a spiritual weapon shortly after receiving the royal beast. Ling meal is even more every day in his house. Such family conditions are Luo Yuan, children like Zhao Lei cannot imagine. There are pros and cons in everything. An ordinary family has given Luo Yuan a firmer conviction, and his talent has given him the confidence to catch up with others. He has been firmly moving forward. After resting, Xiaohu began to follow Luo Yuan, stepping aside and slowly practicing spiritual skills. At present, Extreme Flame Claw is mastered at an advanced level. As long as Xiaohu's strength reaches the Bronze Elementary level, Luo Yuan will be able to get the Elementary Pet Master Badge. The Royal Pet Master Badge is a symbol of the strength of the Royal Pet Master. Not only can you get 5,000 credits per month, you can also enjoy discounts in the Royal Beast Alliance Mall. The higher the strength, the greater the discount. From the 10% discount for the Elementary Pet Master, to the following, every time you raise a level, you will get a 10% discount. This is also the reason why so many people look at the assessment of the Pet Master. Fire Feather, okay, Little Tiger, the spiritual power is still not enough to gather, the attack power is not concentrated enough, the range is locked to the center. Luo Yuan watched Xiaohu launch the Fire Feather again and again, he didn't let it continue to practice Extreme Flame Claws now. At present, it is enough in advanced mastery, and there is no need to catch it. Luo Yuan has been staring at Xiaohu for the past few days, letting him practice the magical skill of Fire Feather. When Xiaohu's long-range attack and close combat spirit skills have reached advanced mastery, it can basically walk sideways. Pointed out Xiaohu's shortcomings time and time again, Xiaohu also cared about his own strength. Since the battle with the roasted turkey was injured, it has practiced harder. After, although he defeated it, he made it pay more attention to the improvement of strength. Never underestimate you beast's dedication to strength. Xiaohu has its unique pride, the company and perseverance of the owner are also constantly influencing it. www.mtlnovel.com. They each progress and grow with each other under mutual understanding and getting along. The Royal Beast and the Royal Pet Master are a process of mutual achievement. The Royal Beast can be better cultivated without the support of the Royal Pet Master, and the Royal Pet Master also needs the bonus of the Royal Beast to improve its strength. If the Royal Beast does not have the bonus of the Royal Pet Master, its growth cycle is still very long. Whether it is outside the city or in the spiritual realm, the battle between the beasts is often more intense, and you may die if you are not careful. And without the proper training plan of the Royal Pet Master, the Royal Beast has a high probability of forcibly breaking through, and its quality will decline. This is also the reason why many Royal Pet Masters are willing to train from scratch and don't just look for Beast Royal contracts that have mature combat capabilities. Little Tiger, come and have a rest. Zhang Yuren greeted him with a bag of intermediate Imperial Beast food. Xiaohu, his eyes lit up, looking at Luo Yuan. Luo Yuan was not annoyed, and nodded. Yes, resolutely, someday my little tiger will be abducted by you. Luo Yuan stepped up to Zhang Yuren's shoulders and laughed. Come on, I don't know you yet. Zhang Yuren couldn't help but roll his eyes. In other words, he has been a partner who has been training together for half a month, and his feelings for Xiaohu are not comparable to him. Zhang Yuren is still very self-aware, he just likes the handsomeness and combat power of Flying Scarlet Flame Tiger. It's a pity, although his family doesn't lack any small money, he still lacks big money. Otherwise, how could he buy a Flying Scarlet Flame Tiger, but even the gold quality broiled turkey would cost Dad Zhang a lot of money to win it. It is so difficult to get a high quality imperial beast like Zhang Yuren, let alone other ordinary families. This shows how lucky Luo Yuan is. Luo Yuan said goodbye to the two after training and went home. Now their own time arrangements are basically relatively free, but that is not always the case in high school. Hey, school is about to start in more than a month, so let's review the previous knowledge points. This thought in Luo Yuan's mind could not help but flashed. Little tiger, come out. When he returned home, Luo Yuan released the little tiger and let it play for a while. Xiaohu's favorite is the nest that Luo Yuan built for him by the windowsill. It is a big red soft cotton cushion, and there is a long pillow for it to rest on its head. It will be more comfortable when the sun shines on it. Xiaohu always wants to lie on the mat every time he finishes his lunch at noon, breathing comfortably to induce spiritual energy. Luo Yuan gave it an hour to rest at most. In fact, he knew the effect would be much better at noon, when Xiaohu was practicing. But if you don't exercise your spiritual skills well during the day, and don't practice it every day, it will only hurt Xiaohu and no good. At this time, Luo Yuan definitely rejected it. Oh! Little Hu was lying in his den, basking in the sun, his tail could not help but sway. At this time, Luo Yuan sat at the desk in the bedroom and thought quietly about what else he could do before school started. It's not a way to sit and eat like this, I have to think of a way to make money. Diddy. At this time, the Ling Wang class became active. They were all classmates who had awakened before. They were not active for a long time. I didn't expect to be so active today. Luo Yuan, who was curious, clicked on the chat interface and watched the topics discussed by the classmates in the group. Which one of you is going to participate in the Base Rising Star Challenge Cup? This sentence suddenly appeared in the group of Class 31, which unconsciously stirred the silent group like a mirror. It seemed as if a stone was thrown on the surface of the lake, and layers of fine lines were swayed, and it started to make people active for a while. Base Rising Star Challenge Cup is an event that each base will hold 1 month after awakening. Each base will sign, train, and reward players who perform well. This is popular and developed under the promotion of the national government. It has long been an opportunity for the royal pet masters to seize the highlands in each period. Guangxi Base Rising Star Challenge Cup is waiting for you. At this time, an advertisement introducing the event was also forwarded into the group. Damn, big brother, this reward is absolutely incredible, it's a heartbeat feeling. Wang Hu, come on, your three-legged cat's kung fu may have been brushed off in the first round. Wang Hu scratched his head awkwardly. He also knew that there was nothing possible for him. He hadn't even arrived in the junior middle stage. Such competitions are basically mid-junior matches, but in the past few years, there have been beast masters in the Junio Rend, good guys. Good fellow, I've seen that issue before. It's Zhang Yumo from the Zhang family, right? Yeah. I have watched it too. That time the competition was quite frequent. When will there be a man in the ordinary family? What do you think? The 5 major families may not necessarily launch a junior pet master within a month every year. That's true, they basically think that such people will focus on training in 3 to 5 years. They enjoy the best conditions. It's difficult to beat them. Their royal beasts are basically platinum precious beasts. Ugh. After a period of negative energy exchange, people gradually lost a little bit. Luo Yuan looked all the way, his eyes brightened. Guangxi Base Rising Star Challenge Cup. Guangxi responds to the preparation and organization of the national government. Such activities will attract a large number of enterprises to settle in and support every year, so the local base will actively respond every year. Will bring a lot of advantages to the players, endorsements, other rewards. The organizers' prizes are listed. First place, 10 million credits reward a spiritual orb with attributes, one of the most suitable spiritual weapons for the beast's equipment, which can enhance the convergence of attack power and spiritual power, and gather assistance and attack in one. Provided by Tianyu Spirit Tool League, 1 year private customized premium royal animal food, provided by Blue Sky Royal Animal Company, 1 attribute spirit guide, 1 self-selected spirit skill crystal core, provided by Royal Beast Alliance, 1 storage ring 2nd to 3rd place, 8 million 1 attribute spirit orb private customized premium royal animal food for 1 year attributes leading spirits 1 storage ring 4th to 10th, 5 million 1 attribute spirit orb private customized premium royal animal food for half a year attribute attracting spiritual judgment 11th to 30th place. 1 million 1 attribute spirit orb attributes leading spirits 31 to 50, 100,000 attributes leading spirits. Good fellow, I'll work hard. That's okay. Luo Yuan touched his fast-beating heart, and involuntarily moved his gaze to the reward for the first place. He couldn't move away. If he gets this reward, he will basically be able to take off at a high speed in the next year, and it is possible to catch up with his peers in big bases such as Beijing and Shanghai. If you are lucky, there will be a lot of company endorsement activities right after the start of the game. The heart is really beating very much, and it feels like a fascination. There is no presupposition for the future in my mind. Boom! He hammered the desk involuntarily before he calmed down slowly. He is not far from the late elementary stage. If he increases his efforts, there will still be 8 days left. If it doesn't work, use all the remaining money to exchange for the Royal Beast Food, Bronze Royal Beast Core, and let the little tiger break through the late Beast Black Iron stage. See if you can get a sum of money during the game, and then hit a handful of bronze. The plan goes smoothly, almost that's it. If everything goes well, this will save him a long time accumulation of wealth and focus more on his own strength improvement. Woo! Xiaohu called out suspiciously when he heard the noise. Little tiger, rest. I'm thinking about things, it's okay. Luo Yuan looked at the little tigers in a group, and he calmed down gently. After confirming that nothing happened, Xiaohu continued to rest. And Luo Yuan, at this time, is filling in his entry information. Every piece of information is being filled in earnestly, but this is his next life security sloppy. In the constant information confirmation and the upload of the materials, his Lingwang interface also displayed the sign of successful delivery. The next step is to wait for the results, and the information will be released in 24 hours. Hey! Get it done! Luo Yuan took a sigh of relief and slowly stood up and stretched. Walked towards the hall, took a glass of water over, and drank mouthfuls. His eyes revealed the belief that things must be gained. Looking at Ling Wang, there are still $500,000 left. You have to buy some training resources from the U-Beast Market building, and then you can improve your strength with all your strength. Luo Yuan thought about the arrangement carefully. Go to bed and rest for an hour by yourself. After feeling mental exhaustion, he decided happily. He has been working hard to improve himself for the past half-month. If the money prepared by the family is not enough, Xiaohu bought it through talent, otherwise he spends half of the funds on the royal beast egg like Zhao Lei, which may be in the silver quality royal beast. Under the bonus of, he would not have the strength of his current cultivation base. An hour passed with one eye closed. It's so unpleasant to sleep one person and one animal. Slowly waking up under the reminder of the alarm clock, Xiaohu also got up consciously. Beep toot. At this time, his Lingwang communication rang. Luo Yuan couldn't help rubbing his eyes, and stretched in front of the sun. Then I answered the call unhurriedly. Luo Yuan, Guangxi Base Rising Star Challenge Cup, you also participate? Zhang Yuan asked affirmatively. He had some understanding of Luo Yuan's family background and strength, and he would not give up if such an opportunity came. Well, go, the registration application has been submitted, you should go too. Luo Yuan replied, but there was still a trace of sleepiness in his voice. Obviously he hadn't fully awakened yet, and he was still in a free state. Do you want to go to Yaja Market to prepare? Zhang Yuan asked on the phone. I am getting ready to set off. Luo Yuan replied. Would you like to come over and take a ride? I will ask the driver to take us there, so you don't have to squeeze the bus. So good, yes, wait for me. Well, okay, let's meet at the gate of the community. After confirming that Luo Yuan is going to go, he hung up the phone after reading www.yuyuganshu.com. Xiaohu, I'm leaving now. Wow! After hearing this, the little tiger clearly turned into aura and entered the royal beast metal. Putting on the space backpack, Luo Yuan slid out. Walked forward slowly, and it didn't take long to reach the gate of the community. I saw a black car parked there, and when Luo Yuan came, he slowly lowered the window. Luo Yuan, here. He waved to Luo Yuan. Okay. Luo Yuan walked forward quickly. At this time, the door of the back seat opened automatically, and he got into the car after a while. When the seat belt was fastened, the driver set off. Zhang Yuan, it's hard for you to take me this trip. Luo Yuan said to Zhang Yuan beside him. Also, I've known each other for so many days. What are you brothers? He, the two of them chatted about the next game without a word. Then how much do you know about the game now? I have a rough idea, but I don't know the specifics. I don't know if there will be seeded players from the 5 major families participating this year. Zhang Yuan heard the words and said, according to the information I have, I am afraid that there will be this year. There will be representatives from the Wang family and the Zhou family. It is said that it is about to break through to the early stage. Well, let's take a look at the situation at that time. Anyway, the name is also reported. It's okay to experience it. Hearing Luo Yuan's modest words, he couldn't help but flew over with a blank eye. This man started Versailles again. Come on you, am I still not sure about you? Basically rushing to the top 10. Maybe. The two people didn't say much about the details, mainly talking about some contestants in the competition. After a while, I arrived at the Yezhou market building.